Make a promise to yourself, because that's truly what makes you great. It's about how much are you willing to do? How hard are you willing to work to take care of your health, for your family, for your loved ones, but most importantly, yourself. You owe yourself this. What's up, guys? You know who it is. You better know who it is. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Wallbreaker 200. I am your host, Raheel Siddiqui, and man, as always, I am fired up, baby. How is everyone doing? So excited, so fired up to be here as always. And as you know, I gotta rock my gangrene here. So many people ask me, do you really have that much Jets gear and Knicks gear? But I think I have more Jets gear. I gotta decide one or the other. Yes, I do. I really do have that much. I love it. Love my teams, even though they've brought me only pain and suffering for 42 years. But hey, I'm a glutton for punishment. What can I say? But all jokes aside, man, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you guys. And I guess to kind of kick things off here really quickly, congrats in the sports world. OKC Thunder winning the championship. Still bitter, still pissed off. Yes, I am bitter and still pissed off about my Knicks, not advancing 2 games away from the finals. But Indiana, give them credit. Great season, great run to take it all the way to Game 7 in the finals and lose the way that they did. Definitely heartbreaking and gut-wrenching. But, but the Thunder obviously were the best team too all year, and world champs. They deserved it. And as they always say, next year, hopefully the Knicks can finally overcome that hump. Again, I've been saying this for a long time for the Knicks and the Jets, but hopefully one of these years, man, lightning has to strike, right? But either way, let's get to it, man. So I really want to talk about a really interesting topic, and that topic is let's get physical. Oh, yeah, baby. Like that song says, let's get physical. I know you guys are dying out there, but in all seriousness, I do want to talk about the importance of getting your physical. And when I mean that, what I mean by that is getting your physical, your health screenings, your checkups. I feel like that's a very important topic, and I want to kind of elaborate that on a little bit too as well. And when I'm talking about getting your physical done, it's funny. I actually just got my physical done this past week, and knock on wood, had amazing results. Talked to my doctor. She told me, man, Raheel, so proud of you. You're really rolling. You're really hitting your stride. This doctor that I've been seeing since 2020. So right after my son was born and I got my back surgery done, I had to get all my blood work done to make sure, obviously, I was good to go for surgery. And I found my newfound doctor, and she's the absolute best. And if you're listening to this podcast, you already know how much I feel about you. You mean so much to me. You've been like a rock in my corner, really been like my, one of my biggest support systems, and I can't thank you enough. Doc H, shout out. And she's been with me for the last 5 years and really tracking my progression, and from where I was in 2020 to now, has been tremendous, and I'm really thankful, really blessed. And as some of you might know, if not all of you, or most of you, I gained a lot of the weight that I had lost from 2010 to 2011. And around 2020, when I blew out my second disc, I was, 75, 80 pounds heavier than where I am now. So really thankful and fortunate to kind of rip that off. But then also just hitting my stride and, staying fit and healthy as possible, and want to always tell myself that I need to keep improving. I need to be better. But with that being said, I can honestly say with confidence that I don't just think or feel that I'm doing great. I know it. I validated that. I fact checked it. And what I mean by that is by getting my physical done. I got my physical done. I got my blood work done, talked to the doctor, saw her. She went over the results and confirmed this. And I guess that's the whole point of this whole episode that I'm trying to make here to kick things off is, man, I feel like we live in a society where, yes, diet is important. Exercise is important. You want to look in the mirror and you want to feel confident. Clothes are fitting better, and you want to look at the results of the hard work, and you feel like you're doing great and you're rolling and everything is going great. But even for those people who aren't exercise people, man, let's just say if you're just a regular person and fitness isn't really in your life, maybe you're just somebody who's just too busy or doesn't have time or isn't about like the fitness life, and let's just say you've had no health complications and you're feeling great, still, I can't stress this enough, man. Still, if you're somebody like that and you're listening, I can't stress this enough. Please go get your physical done. Get your blood work done. I am not a doctor. I am not a provider. I am not a healthcare provider. I am not a healthcare professional. I can only wake up and tell you how I feel. I can't tell you what I know as a fact, right? Guessing is not a fact. Opinions are not facts, right? We need facts. We need to know. We don't need to think. I don't need you to tell me, "Oh, I feel great." Okay, why do you say that? "Oh, because I woke up and I feel fine." Okay, but when was the last time a healthcare professional, a healthcare provider has confirmed this with you, right? And I think that's the time that it's a very finite, like fine line situation where people just feel like they can go years without seeing the doctor. As someone like me, up until I was 27 years old, when my dad took me to that infamous, famous doctor's visit, I honestly can't tell you the last time I even went. Before that, my dad did take me regularly, pediatrician. And then obviously when I was older, it late into my teens, and he was always about me getting my physical done and getting my screenings done. But then obviously as I got older, in college, and I was more independent and just out with my friends and living my life, I really slacked off on it, hence why the weight came back on, and hence why the infamous story happened to me in January 2010 when I was 405 pounds and the doctor confirmed, you know code red 911 status. I mean, my blood pressure was 220 over 140, man, at that time. 220 over 140. My heart was a walking time bomb. I was only 27 years old. I mean, it's even gut wrenching to talk about this, right? To say this. It's gut wrenching, but it's also very important because I want people to learn from my mistakes, right? I want you to understand and just really just I want you to be accountable, right? Be very accountable. If you're somebody who, whether you exercise or you don't, whether you're a big fitness person or you're not, whether you're somebody who monitors their diet or they're not, at the end of the day, can you ask yourself one question? Do you care about living life? Do you care about your health? Do you want to enjoy the rest of your life and not have pains, not have struggles, not be on medications, not worry about just what's going to happen? I mean, God forbid, am I going to drop dead, right? I mean, let's just face it. I mean, people joke about that term, but it does happen, right? It happens because why? Because people aren't checking on themselves. They're not going to see a doctor, they're not going to see a physician, they're not going to get the facts, right? Telling me you feel great. Yeah, okay, that's great. I love that you feel great, but are you sure? Right? Can you validate that? Right? Did a healthcare professional confirm this? Right? And I think that's the whole point of this, right? You have to be able to go get your physical done and get it done consistently, man. Like, obviously, I'm the type of guy, if I could, I try to go every 6 months. And I actually did that for a couple of years, but the last few years, I've probably gone once a year, easily 100% once a year, without a doubt. And I think that's the goal that I want to tell people. Don't go 2 years, because I'll tell you right now, and I think I learned this over time too. 2 years is a long time, man, not to go get checked out. I think it's insane for you not to do that. I'm going to say it again. I think it's insane if you don't go see a doctor in 2 whole years, and especially if you're somebody at any age, any age. Honestly, I could sit there and say for, toddlers and childhood, elementary, middle school, high school, college, whatever it is. But I think if you're a human being and you have not got a physical done from a healthcare professional, from a doctor, you haven't gotten your full blood work done, I think you are crazy. And I think you are walking a very, very, very dangerous line. And I think that line, and I mean, I feel like it gets just even that much tighter. And I feel like that code red siren, it's going to beep even louder the older that you get, especially when we get into like our 20s, our 30s, our 40s. You got to set that blood work appointment up, and you got to set it right now, because I need to know, man, if you're okay. I need to know if you're okay. I had to say that twice because I don't want to sit here and worry about you. I want to know that you are okay. You're rolling. Everything is functioning properly. You're healthy, you're happy, and you're ready to roll. And I think that's one piece of advice that I want to share with all of you, right? I think we live in a society, and you guys have heard me say this a lot. We're so focused on results, man. We just want results right now, right now, right now. I want results right now. Instant gratification. Oh, bro, but look at how you look now. I mean, that's exactly how I want to look now, man. Wearing like cut off sleeves and tank tops, and running around, being free and wearing like nice fitted clothes. I want that now. I'm like, yeah. You know who else wanted it now? Me. But guess how long it took a guy like me? I've been at this for over 15 years now, man. So it took me a long time to get to this point. And everyone's journey is different. It could take you a lot faster. It could take you, honestly, it should. It should take you guys a lot faster than someone like me. But again, this isn't a comparison, just talk, or you guys hear me talk about this all the time. You don't have to compare yourself to me. I don't have to compare myself to you. Every day I wake up, I only fight myself. It took me a long time to understand this too. I look in the mirror and I tell myself I'm going to war with this guy right in front of me. And that's the mentality that I want you guys to have. So that's why it's very important, right? Like, make sure you're going to go. Get your checkups done, get your physical done, get your blood work done. How is your cholesterol? How is your hemoglobin? How is your sugar? How are your kidneys functioning? How is your heart functioning? Where is your blood pressure at? Where? How do you know if you haven't gotten it checked? Right? Just because you're not dizzy today doesn't mean you won't be dizzy tomorrow. I love what my doctor said. She said, like, people would come to me and tell me, like, you're doing fine, you're doing fine, you're doing fine, like multiple days in a row, and then one day you're not. One day you're not fine. You're going to wake up one day and you're not fine. And then that's where it really begins. That's when the reality check, the scare, the fear, it kicks in like, holy crap, what happened to me? I just know, somebody that I really know had a similar situation like this, a few years back. He obviously had a similar situation. He was waking up every day, everything was fine. And then one day he wasn't fine. And then he had to go to the hospital. They had to run all of his scans and his blood work, and he didn't get it checked out for years. And they come to find out he was having like a lot of internal issues. And they basically told him, like, look, dude, like, you got to take care of this. Like, you're young, you are in the midst of like the prime years of your life. And, you cannot let anything like this happen again, because you were lucky the first time that you got to the hospital, right? But when it comes to like, your liver, your kidneys, your heart, just anything, man, anything and everything to do with your body, man, go get it checked out. I cannot stress this enough. The results are not just based on your pictures. They're not just based on the scale, like I just talked about the last episode. It's not just about that. If anything, the number one element, the true actual fact that you are getting results is by getting your blood work done and going to the doctor. That's how you know you are truly getting results. 1000%. And I'm not saying the other ways aren't showing results either. They are, but this is like the most important. You guys always hear me say, like, I'm so blessed and thankful for, how I dress now, and, the swagger that I try to have with just the confidence, right? And how I feel and how I, look at life differently now. And, with the weight loss, I got LASIK surgery done, obviously, to clear my vision. And, I think just having a newfound transformation in my life, in my heart, in my soul, just everything about myself. But at the end of the day, it's all icing on the cake. It's all icing on the cake. The core cake is exactly what my father cried to me on the side of the highway that day, was take care of your health right now while you still have time, right? I mean, he told me he did not have time, and he called it like he saw it, but he told his youngest son, you still have time. And thank God he did that, because if he did not, I would not be here talking to you guys right now. And it's just that simple. So I really make a conscious effort to make sure I set my appointment, I get my blood work done, get my urine checked, get all those done. And then even to another level to that, women out there as well, obviously I'm not a woman, but I just know, from my wife and other women, and, just seeing on the news and in general how, as women get older, they got to start doing like, breast screenings for like breast cancer screenings. And then men, we got to check like our prostates. Go see your prostate. Is your prostate okay? Is there any signs of, God forbid, like you don't want to have any prostate cancer issues? Get your colonoscopies done. Even on another degree, your teeth, right? Go to the dentist. How is your teeth acting? I mean, do you have cavities? Do you, have anything that's going on in there that's going to prevent you from having any gum disease or putting on dentures? And I know it seems like I'm going over all of it, but all of it is important. Going to see the dentist, going to get your cancer screenings, going to get your mammograms, going to get your prostate checked out, but going to get your physical, all of it, your whole body, head to toe. Get that done. I can't stress how important it is. You have to get that done. There is no point at all to go exercise every day and diet every day and have a rigorous training schedule and tell yourself, I feel great. I feel great. I'm good. I'm good. But then, God forbid, one day you wake up and you're not good. Why? Because you never knew if you were good or not. You just told yourself that. But a medical professional never verified that. They never guaranteed that. They never fact checked that, right? Fact checked that, right? You need to fact check yourself. Go find out if you're doing okay. Honestly, man, if you're somebody who's listening to this podcast right now and, you're either single or you're, married with kids, or, you even probably did get your physical done earlier this year and you're like, you know what, dude, like, yeah, maybe I should go try again. 6 months. Maybe I lost like 5 or 10 pounds. Maybe I gained 5 or 10 pounds, from January. So let me see where my scores are now. Do it. Go for it. Listen, man, this is a situation where you could do this. There is no wrong answer. There is no, oh my God, I'm checking it so many times. No, you're not. Dude, I mean, you should want to check this as much as possible. I mean, this should be something in your date, in your calendar book. I mean, this should be a date in your calendar locked in that I'm going to go get this done every single time possible. End of the year, beginning of the year, okay, 6 months before the summer, etc. But again, man, I just can't stress this enough. Getting your physical done and making sure that you are rolling and you are in a space where you're healthy and you're feeling great and you also have the confidence, right? It's also confidence, just not having like that scare in the back of your mind. Because honestly, let's face it, all we do is hear stories. At least I know I can honestly speak. All I hear about is all these scary stories. I felt like when I was younger, I never heard stories like this. And maybe I was just young and I didn't pay attention. But obviously now being in the health and wellness and fitness space, mindset motivation industry that I'm in, I feel like all I do is hear stories of people getting sick, or God forbid, people dying in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s. And it's not just like losing weight or obesity. It's also like, smoking or having bad habits or, just any sort of, whatever kind of, bad, poor health choices that they're making, even their lifestyle choices. And that's leading to these type of problems. I just see it all the time now. And it's because they're not taking it seriously enough. And you're not taking it seriously because you're not getting yourself checked out. So please, man, I can't stress this enough. Please go see your doctor, get your blood work done, get your physical done, get your checkups done, because without that, there is no results, right? There is no results. It doesn't matter if your shirt fits better, right? It doesn't matter if you look more jacked on Instagram. Oh, let me show you my guns, or let me show you my swimsuit in a bikini, or, oh my God, like I can fit into this bridesmaid's dress now and I feel great. Okay. And I'm happy for you. And again, those are levels of results, but the ultimate level, the creme de la creme of finding out that you are getting true results is getting your physical done, right? And then from there, then we can make a plan and decide, where do we go from here, right? So knock on wood, somebody like me, really quick on the positive side, I just want to keep the ship rolling. I want to attack even harder. I want to go even stronger. I want to represent my family in the best way that I know how. And that's by being in the best shape of my life. All right. I want my son to look at me how he always looks at daddy, like the ultimate warrior, like the ultimate lion, like the Hulk, like he always calls me. Seeing is believing. He sees me working hard. He wants to work hard. He sees me taking control of my health. to that level. He wants to take control of his health to that level. I want to pass that to all my nephews, my niece, all my extended nephews, my extended nieces, any teenagers, older nephews that I have, older nieces that I have, friends as kids, etc., whatever younger generation, millennials, Gen Z, you name it, adults, senior citizens. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all of us, everybody in one big bucket here. Forget the niches. Forget, oh my God, let me niche it down. Like, no, there is no niche when it comes to this. This is for all of us in the entire universe, man. If you're breathing and you feel like you are doing okay, or maybe you're even not, right? At the end of the day, don't assume, don't guess, and don't give opinions. Go get facts, get your physical done, get your checkups done routinely every single year, maybe twice a year, get it done. And then and then from there, that's where we go. If it's a positive result, great. Keep it going. Keep going harder. There's always room for improvement. Maybe you can improve a score here. Maybe you can improve your cholesterol a little bit, your sugar a little bit, maybe your vitamin D a little bit. Who knows? Get out in that sun a little bit. But if it's negative, if we have some negative scores coming up, as I've had plenty in my lifetime, then okay, it should motivate you. Don't feel sad. Don't feel down. Like, okay, it's time to get to work. Let's get to work now. Okay. I'm going to, the next time you see me, do these scores next year or 6 months from now, I'm going to crush it. I'm going to dominate it. Make a promise to yourself. Make a promise to yourself. Because that's truly what makes you great. It's about how much are you willing to do? How hard are you willing to work to take care of your health for your family, for your loved ones, if you have kids, if you have a spouse, if you have a girlfriend, if you have people in your circle, your parents, your siblings, whoever, but most importantly, yourself. You owe yourself this. Go get your blood work, get your physical done. I can't stress this enough. Please do it. It's very important. And I promise you, once you do, then you will know the very next step on whatever journey that you're on. Toning, losing weight, fitness, whatever goals you're trying to achieve. What are we trying to conquer? If it's the kitchen, the diet aspect of it, cholesterol, sugar, etc. You'll know. You're going to have a plan and you're going to know because the results are going to be in front of you. And now you'll know. You're not going to guess. You're going to know where you are. So please get it done. And then we will go from there. Yeah, man. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are making a doctor's call right now and be like, oh man, I got to make this appointment happen. So that's the number one reason why I wanted to make this episode. So that wraps it up for today. I really hope this episode really helps you guys out. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my page at Raheel the Speaker, and also on Instagram, Raheel Wallbreaker 200. More content to come. Thank you guys so much for your time. Love, peace, respect. Stay healthy. Get your physicals done. Get them done now. Your doctor is waiting. Peace out. Until next time.